Okay, it's gonna be a little weird and janky that this is how I start the video, but um, I didn't add it in the video. Here's some of the progress that I've made in Conquest. I got the first crate, and I've put zero effort and zero crystals into it. I'm making a little progress at a time, filling up what I do, and I mean, what do you expect? I just got 4.7 million GP, and I barely got through normal Conquest last time. Is this good progress? Let me know. Aside from that, enjoy the video. Hello and welcome. My name is Aerith, and today is my 70-week roster update. Now, the first thing I wanted to talk about is I got Starkiller up to Relic 7. That's it. I just got Starkiller up to Relic 7. He's going to be needed later on. As well as I put the Omicron on Marin. And not only did I put the Omicron on Marin, I put the Zeta on old Daka, where she keeps getting max health over and over and over again. So that's those two characters. Boom, boom, get them out of there. And as you can see, I've gotten Jedi Knight Cal Kestis up to Gear 12. Where exactly is going to be useful? He's supposed to be useful on the Jedi Knight Revan team, but I don't have Revan yet. I was expecting my gearing towards his requirements and towards him to take a little bit longer than to 7-star the characters. Aside from that, I just need Jolie Bindo and Basil Sean to be at 7 stars. Then obviously I'm going to relic them. Relic Cal Kestis, relic Jedi Knight Revan, and that'll be a very powerful team. As well as Hermit Yoda, because he's going to get to 7 stars before the both of them. In theory. In theory. I am in the raid right now, so we will be getting some more currency in a couple days. Now that all of these characters are up at Gear 12, I'm going to continue getting my 501st up to relic levels, and then it's going to be Beskar Mando. Beskar Mando is both a pilot, so he's going to be needed for his ship, as well as a very important requirement for taking out Galactic Legends. Speaking of, I've seen a lot of people seem confused at where my roster is and where it's going, and I'll be honest, I've been a little bit lost in following a bit of shiny object syndrome and such. The inevitable stuff is Galactic Legends, but I've been avoiding those. Next would be my legendary goals, which would be legendary characters. Jedi Knight Luke, Jedi Knight Revan, Cal Kestis, Skywalker. Afra was the girl that I rushed. She was the first legendary I wanted to go for. So, there's that. And then proving ground characters. I am realizing with my desire and quest to take out Galactic Legends without having Galactic Legends, Conquest characters are going to be extremely important. You guys will see that shortly, but for now, just take note of that. Jedi Knight Luke requirements. I just need to bring them all up to relic levels, and Hermit Yoda needs to get to 7 stars, but he's the only one that is not at 7 stars. Everybody else just needs to be relicked up, which isn't all that bad, considering I believe I have a place where I can put Rolo and Captain Han, considering I also already have Sanastaros. So I might have a place to put them. Won't be that much of an issue. Chewbacca and 3PO, CLS, Han, they're all part of the CLS team anyway, so they're going to be relicked up naturally. And then the characters that I wouldn't really want to relic on my own volition are already relicked. Hermit Yoda is going on the Jedi Knight Revan team, so he's obviously going to be put to relic levels, and Vader's already there. So, Jedi Knight Luke, do I think I could get him in 78 weeks, or by the 78th week, which is 1 year and 6 months? Probably not. That's a lot of characters to relic in 8 weeks. Yeah, I might not be able to get Jedi Knight Luke by my 1 year and 6 months, but it would be feasible if it was something that I was actually going for earlier, and I had my focus a lot more narrow than it is. I also have all the requirements on my settings here of what all the Galactic Legends would need, right? So if you look at them as I speed through them, but if you can pause or look at them, you'll notice Relic 7, 5, 5, and 3, because I can only add 5 characters in a team. If you have this much space, why the hell can you not add more to it? Like, I'm trying to look at some points here, but what the fuck? This is wasted space. Anyway, that's just my little thing. And then to be determined is Galactic Legend Tano. Now, according to SWGOH.gg, these are all the teams required to take out Galactic Legends that are not Galactic Legends. If you guys go into SWGOH.gg and search it up yourself, you'll notice that there is some overlap, and there are certain characters that are good against pretty much all the teams. That would be mainly Bane, as well as Reva is a big part of some of them, and I think there was one or two others, but that's besides the point. Here's what we got so far. Here's what I was able to extract from SWGOH.gg. To take out Rey, I have 2 teams per Galactic Legend. So to take out Rey, unaligned Force users. So whoever asked if I'm gonna relic them up, I am really considering it, but I need to figure out a way to get Terran Malicos. I really need to be able to start farming him in Proving Grounds. Having zero and not being able to get through it is not good. Next, Star Killer team. I mean, it's a Star Killer team. Visas Mar might be important. I'm not 100% sure. I have 130 shards I need to farm her, so I'm almost there. I haven't really put any effort into farming her. Then I'm going to have to bring her to relic levels. Starkiller is the only one at relic 7, but I do intend to bring up Mara Jade and Emperor Palpatine to 7 at some point, and at least bring Obi-Wan up to 5. For now, I have few light side unaligned Force users now. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what's best for now. Bane, always good to keep going for Bane. I have 90, so I'm almost 1/3. I'm between 1/3 and 1/4, somewhere in there. Anyway, Jabba, we have the Dr. Aphra team, which to me is my heart and my heart and joy. I kind of replace B2. Well, this is the SWGOH.gg one, but I tend to replace B2 with Hondo. For me, it doesn't work too bad. It works all right. And the second counter would be the Night Sisters. But I've also noticed that it was a very low percentage, where it was like a 20% win rate. So I see the Night Sisters being more of a cleanup team than a full counter. Galactic Legend Leia. I sure as hell have not farmed the characters for that. Not at all. Nooch Too Good recommends quite often that we should farm the Poncho Bros, and at this point, if this is the team that counters it, it's probably a good idea. I only have 20 shards of Queen Amidala and 35 of Luthen Rail. So both of those characters are going to be, it's going to be a long time till that happens. Lord Vader, Bo-Katan, Mandalore. Need the Mandalorian, Beskar armor and Mandalorian. And the Fennec Shan counter. Also need the Beskar Mando. So I need to bring him up to relic levels, probably up to relic 5 or 7. And the other thing that I wanted to point out is when I mentioned that I wanted to bring more characters up to relic 7, I didn't want to bring all of my characters up to relic 7. I was more thinking of either specific characters for teams, like Jedi Knight Anakin on a Qui-Gon team, just to give that extra little boost of damage, because I have noticed that he kind of falls off in damage a little bit, and maybe that's a problem with mods, but we'll talk about that later. And the other thing would be characters that are going to be required for countering Galactic Legends. I think it makes sense. Most people bring their Galactic Legends up to Relic 7. If you're going to have a team that's going to counter them, they might as well be up to the levels that can actually counter them, right? At least all of this is still theory. My teams don't seem very well farmed for the most part, but I've been having a lot of fun. It's been a learning process. I haven't seen anybody else try this, and where I'm at, I'm realizing some counters aren't showing up as much on SWGOH.gg, and because that's probably because they don't get used as often, right? So I have yet to discover some counters that could work, because I haven't seen any counters with Jedi Knight Revan, or sorry, Jedi Knight Revan and Jedi Knight Cal for many teams, and I think that with an execute, it should work. It's good. Anyway, after Lord Vader, we have Kenobi. Kenobi, we need the Padme team. Commander Ahsoka is at 130 shards. We're farming her slowly. If you guys notice at the start of the video, I have 8,800 shards. A little bit of whaling. A little bit. I'm going to be saving that so I can get more shards of Commander Ahsoka and Maul. I don't have these characters yet. Canderous is going to be a requirement for Darth Revan. So when I farm that up, then he's going to be brought right to relic levels. Gar Saxon and Imperial Commander are both pilots for this ship. So when I eventually farm that ship, then they'll be able to go as well. Whatever. This is a long time from now farm. Maul is probably going to go in a unaligned Force user team for the time being when I unlock him, because I'm probably going to unlock him long before I ever bring these guys up. Regardless, for anybody who wanted to know what kind of teams you can use, and if you've also noticed something, a lot of these teams need Conquest characters, or an absurd amount of Kyrotechs. Like, if you want to talk Kyrotechs, I mean, that's 100 right there of each, so that's 200 right there, and that's just get to gear 9. So it's going to be a lot of Kyrotech farming. A lot of weird tangents. Coming back, Luke counter. We got the General Grievous. However, I've noticed that they use STAP, so I might have to farm that character. The other one is, well, obviously, Grand Inquisitor. Grand Inquisitor, Reva. The Inquisitors. Anyway, moving on. Sith Eternal. Wampa alone can counter that team, as well as the CLS team. The Kylo Ren, here's where I saw it. Jedi Knight Revan team works beautifully against it. And for whatever reason, the 501st team can counter it, but has a very low percentage, like 20% or less. So that's something to point out. This is a team that I'm going to have quickest. But like I said earlier in my video, there's going to be some overlap between these. So even though I have Padme here for Kenobi, she probably going to work for Lord Vader or potentially Leia. Like there's a possibility that she can work on other Galactic Legends as well. And I know for a fact 501st works on other Galactic Legends. I saw it on SWGOH. And then down here we have the Ahsoka counters, which are to be determined. I ended up noticing that the Gungans are able to counter some other Galactic Legends, and the Traya team is also a very efficient team at taking out some Galactic Legends, so I use them as my to be determined teams. Not that I've farmed my Gungans at all, but my Sith teams are getting there. They are getting there. I put Count Dooku there, but I could have put Bane, I could have put Malgus, could put Darth Revan, could have put Bastila Shan. Like, there's so many characters that you could put as the 5th slot for now. But this is where I'm at. Not Galactic Legend counters. This will be like where all the extra teams go. But the pattern that I've noticed is, if you're not going to rush towards a Galactic Legend and you're planning to do an anti-Galactic Legend roster similar to mine, my recommendation is to plan for Proving Grounds and Conquest. You might suffer a little bit in Grand Arena, perhaps, but by building up teams that can take out Proving Ground characters, you will increase the farming of those characters faster, and you will get those Conquest characters that you require a lot sooner. Like I said, like Darth Bane counters pretty much every Galactic Legend. Maybe a little bit of a different combination as to what his support is, but it's always Darth Bane. Reva takes out a shit ton, but I wouldn't recommend that as a beginner player. But you can plan around, okay, I'm gonna need Kyle Katarn for Starkiller, and I'm gonna be another side tangent. As I'm going through this, I'm looking at ways that I can create a video so that I can do this all cohesively and recommend you guys how to farm more effectively a similar roster to mine. Obviously, I've not been the most efficient or the most effective, but it's a work in progress. It's a proof of concept. That's what this roster is. It's a proof of concept. Anyway, I would definitely recommend an Executor Rush account with the plans to go after characters and teams that will unlock Proving Ground characters as soon as possible, so that you can add those Proving Ground characters such as Ahsoka or Maul to your roster as soon as you unlock them, and they will be able to take out Galactic Legends. I hope that made sense. It felt very wordy, but this is where my roster is at. Those are my goals. That's what I'm trying to get at. A couple of mistakes that I've made. I haven't farmed the CLS team, and I didn't go directly towards Jedi Knight Luke. That was definitely a mistake. I would recommend going towards a Jedi Knight Revan, Jedi Knight Luke rush as well. That seems like a very wide direction to go, but to me, you don't want to go much wider than that. You can narrow your focus for bringing CLS up to relic levels, and then getting Jedi Knight Luke as soon as possible. But in the process of doing that, think, oh, I might as well get the Padme, or not Padme, Jedi Knight Revan, so that I can add Jedi Knight Luke to that team. Anyway, I'm stalling. This has been a long update, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button. If you want to see more of how this proof of concept roster grows, and if it's able to actually pull off counters against Galactic Legends, we will find out in the future. Until then, hit subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.